And good to rock and roll. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the pilot edition of the Couch Squad Xbox podcast. My name is Mr. Nightlife, and we are joined here today by Epic Treasure, Whippy, and Damo. G'day, guys. How are we all?
Good, thank you.
Pretty good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So this is our pilot podcast. So we'll start off by obviously introducing ourselves and what Couch Squad is kind of about. The Couch Squad is a kind of new, small little gaming community that we founded a couple months back. Just due to our busy little lives, we wanted just a small little group where essentially we could all hang out. A lot of us guys do create content at different schedule intervals because of our busy lives. So hence the name. It's just it's a Couch Squad. It's just a little group of friends that get together and create some content. I have been busting to create a podcast of some type for ages. Nerves have always taken hold of me, and you always put it on the back burner. And we're finally here. Spoke to these guys and said, let's do it. Let's do something around Game Pass and see how we go. So that is where we're at. We're finally here. So that is essentially what the Couch Squad is about. As far as myself and the rest of the guys, I have been creating content for around 7 years, playing all sorts of various games. I started off with Overwatch myself, before moving into Ark on the Xbox. We hosted servers for around 3-4 years. We were quite successful in that and hosted quite an array of different servers. I think we had about 12 servers in our peak. But server hosting is very, very stressful, so I moved on from that. And then moved into just other games, really. Did Fortnite like everyone else did when it came out. But now I class myself as a variety. So these days I'm on YouTube. I love Game Pass. I focus on Game Pass stuff with the limited time that I have. So probably my top 3 games I've been playing as of late would probably have to be... I've been playing a bit of State of Decay 2 off stream. I've been really enjoying getting back into that. Bit of Grounded, and it's tough for the top 3. I really mixed it up. I'm going to throw Valorant in there. Damo and I have a little Valorant nights once a week, which is always fun. So that's enough about me. Let's move on to someone else. Epic, tell everyone about you. Who are you?
I'm Epic Treasure. I'm a variety streamer. I started off on YouTube about nearly a decade ago. So I was doing tutorials and making skill tree tutorials back then on a game called Dragon's Dogma and Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. And then I took a few years off to study, and then I moved over to Mixer, only just because I wanted to make videos to upload to YouTube. It was easy to save them through Mixer, and then I ended up enjoying the community over at Mixer, so then I became a partner over there pretty quickly too. And then when Mixer went down, then I came to Twitch, and then over to Facebook, and then back to Twitch again. And the games I'm playing at the moment, Dark Alliance, Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance, which is on Game Pass, and some Grounded, but more so the creative side of that, so building. So I did play a bit of the genuine experience, but I love building, so that's what I've been doing lately, among other stuff. Today I played Star Wars Battlefront 2. So
Star Wars
played Battlefield last night too. Yeah,
great game.
good stuff.
Great game. So yeah, we'll be definitely getting into discussions about some of them games in this podcast today. So
Rip Mixer.
oh yeah, so everyone is aware, for those that are listening in as well, this is being live streamed over on Twitch. So if you do hear us respond to random people, they are not random people. They are some lovely people that are showing up to the live version of the podcast. Whippy, who the hell are you, mate? Why are you here?
Look, I don't know. I started streaming in 2017, and then I do maybe one stream every 6 months these days. No, I've been gaming ever since I was little. Started on Twitch, and then I moved over to Mixer, and I was at Mixer till the last day.
Yes, Rip
Then went
Mixer.
over- yeah, Rip Mixer. Then I went over to Twitch and just lost all motivation for streaming. I then went over to Glimish for a little bit, and yeah, then I kind of just stopped streaming. Do a lot of stuff behind the scenes though, gaming wise. I would like to start getting back into streaming. I've got a little bit more time on my hands now. But with work, sometimes you don't have time to do too much other than work.
Exactly, mate.
Unfortunately.
I feel you there, mate.
Feel you on that one.
Feel you there. Mr. Damo, introduce yourself, mate.
Yes, well, I'm Demoski TV. I started out content creation pretty much on Twitch like everyone else. Started out in 2017 streaming. I mainly streamed like first-person shooters and a bit of Minecraft and that sort of thing to start out on, and then streamed there for a bit, and then decided I was going to make the move to multi-stream. Well, actually, I first made the transition to Mixer, so it looks like all of us have started out on Twitch, moved to Mixer, and then Mixer sort of just disintegrated into nothingness, and we found ourselves trying to scramble for a platform. So after Mixer went down, I came back to Twitch. Wasn't really happy with the platform, so then I started doing multi-streaming. So I was streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Trovo at the time. So I was just putting my content out there, and then took a long break. I probably say about 3 months off recently. Came back and just sort of predominantly focus on Twitch and YouTube. So I'm trying to create content on YouTube. I'd say my top games that I'm playing at the moment are Sea of Thieves. So I'm really enjoying that. Valorant is my go-to addiction. I don't know why, but it's just one of those games that like...
Because you enjoy
he
carrying me,
ropes
mate.
in.
You love to carry me, that's why.
He's lying. He carries me all the time. Like you'll see the screenshots he'll take, and it's like 36 and like 36 kills, and you got me at the bottom, and it's like 5. So Nightlife carries me a lot. But yeah, I've been enjoying some games on the Xbox Game Pass. I actually picked up one recently. I think it's called Cyber Shadow. It's a really retro game, so it's pretty cool. So I've been playing that a fair bit on and off stream as well. So yeah, that's me.
Nice, mate, nice. I think the story is we all started on Mixer, and then Mixer let us down, and we all had to find a new home. And we've all spent some time doing so.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so that's a little bit about us. So what this podcast is going to be about, we are all avid supporters of Game Pass. We all love the service, and a lot of us play a lot of the games quite regularly. So the goal we have in mind is to be able to do a podcast fortnightly. It might not always be all of us. It will 100% definitely be me. And it will most probably be the other guys' schedules pending, but definitely the goal is to be running these every fortnight. So anyone that can't jump on, I'm sure we will be able to find some guests to fill the shoes. So on today's podcast, what will we be covering, Sir Whippy? What are we going over?
Well, going over Game Pass and the E3. I can never pronounce it properly, but Xboxes and yep.
Oh, Bethesda's event, yeah.
Yeah.
Bethesda, yeah.
I feel like
I can never say it
I
like
feel
that.
like someone hasn't got their notes up.
I do.
He doesn't have his cheat sheet up.
I've literally got it right in front of me. I'm looking at it.
So on.
Trying to deviate from it.
So this is obviously, we want to set a bit of a baseline about, we want to set ourselves a bit of a baseline, obviously being our pilot episode. So we obviously have a lot to go over. We're going to try and go over as much as we can about what's happened over the last month. So obviously the Bethesda Xbox event happened back on the 14th of June, if my memory is correct. So we're going to share our opinions on some of our favorite games from that. We also had Xbox Game Pass trending on Twitter. So what was the story with that? We'll go into that. We'll go into the Game Pass releases for June, and we'll offer our opinions and on some of them games. Cloud gaming has gotten some new titles with touch control support, so we will go over what they are for you guys. And we'll be going over some impressions today. So we'll be covering our impressions on Dark Alliance. So we put in some time into Dark Alliance. We'll give you our thoughts on that. We had the Sea of Thieves update, so we'll be covering a little bit on that, as well as the Grounded, Shroom, and Doom update. and how all that is going. And then we will finish up with the July Game Pass releases. And we will introduce our new segment. We are still working on a title for this segment yet. I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan, so we're going to call it this for now. This may change, but it's going to be called the light side or the dark side. That's what we're going to call it for now. So I think the easiest way to think of it is like a book club, I guess. We're going to recommend some games to play to each other. And in the following podcast, we're going to come back with our thoughts and opinions on that. So that is essentially what you to expect from today's show, everyone. So let's kick it off by going straight into the Bethesda show. So that was on the 14th, guys. It was ages. Well, it feels like ages ago, but
It does, yeah.
wasn't. There's just been that much going on in the Game Pass
crazy.
world. It's
Yeah.
really, really hard to keep up. Who wants to take us off with?
Look, I think Battlefield 2024 is the first one. I'm messy. Is the first one. Like, I don't think that anything outshone that at all. So, I think that will bring over a lot of new players to Battlefield. I think Fortnite players are going to come over to that. I think Apex players are going to come over to that, and I think COD players are going to come over to that because it's much more, obviously modern, and there's more color and more explosions and more fun. So I think that's going to be incredibly popular too. So I think that's the biggest headliner out of everything.
I think the
Even
gameplay. I think the gameplay trailer is the one I was really waiting for. Like, it's really hard with CGI trailers these days to know how good they are. It's like you can make a good CGI trailer. It's that gameplay trailer everyone wants to see, and everyone was really excited watching that one.
I think one thing everyone loves about Battlefield as a game, though, is you've got big maps. You're not in a little COD map where every time you turn around there's someone there. There's environments that blow up or they disintegrate over time, or you could have a tsunami or something, or buildings falling down. It's one of those things where there's always something different happening. Like, you could be getting hit by someone with a jet, or helicopters, or getting run over by a tank. There's so much different stuff you can do in that game.
And because they're so long, you've got more invested in the experience. It's not just a quick bang, 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 see you later. It's you're spending, half an hour or something like that, 40 minutes or something like that in Battlefield 5 anyway, in the big games. So, it's not just a, big thing, see you later. I think, that's why people are more invested in the experience, because it's just bigger, like you said, and longer. That sounds special. Sorry.
I think it's quite funny though. You see the likes of Call of Duty bringing out your Warzone, and you can see where they got the idea of it all. Everyone was asking for the big maps and everything, but it was never a competition with Battlefield. The Battlefield's just a different game. It's a different experience.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, if you look at even Battlefield 4 right now, it's popping off. A lot of people are playing it again in preparation for the new Battlefield to come out. So you can see Battlefield. It's not just the name; it's the actual game itself, and the gameplay is a different style. It can be slower, it can be faster, depending on how you play it. And I think that's why people enjoy it a lot, and why they're waiting for this new one, because I don't know if you guys have played the other Battlefields, the ones that are set in like the World War II and that sort of thing. It wasn't as great for me, personally. Like, I didn't enjoy it as much as Battlefield 4. Or did you guys ever play Bad Company?
No.
Bad Company 2, anything like that?
Yeah.
Those were great games. Like,
I was saying
that's why
I was saying to Epic earlier, like exactly what you just said. Like Battlefield 4, Bad Company, all that. Amazing games. Battlefield 3, amazing. I didn't mind Battlefield 1. It wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't the best game, and I couldn't get into 5. I don't know what was the
number 4 was my favorite. I remember playing number 4 for ages. And Damo was on point. It's been spiking back up again because of the latest one, coming out. So hopefully we're going to see some great progress from that.
Do you think it was the guns? Do you think it was just you're so used to the zippy kind of guns, and then when you're playing in, say, Battlefield 5, you're just using the period piece guns? You know what I mean? It's a little bit more restrictive.
Yeah. I think it is the guns and the way they change the gameplay. compared to 4, because 4 was obviously modern, and the guns were just quicker, you know. Yeah, I guess easier to use than than that era's guns. So they I guess they made it. I don't know. They made it for that time, but I don't know. It just in a gaming sense, it was a bit harder to get a hold of.
Yeah, to connect
a lot
to.
of the equipment and stuff, yeah, to connect to. It's just like that's not the era we're from, so it's like a bit weird, bit out of place for us.
Yeah, true.
The one thing I do love about the little teaser trailer they put in though is one of the most iconic Battlefield kills of him jumping out of the jet. Like one of the most iconic kills they've used in the teaser trailer. Like that's someone that anyone that follows Battlefield knows when that happened and how it happened and whatnot. And now they've turned it into the teaser. I'm like, at least they're actually looking at the community and seeing what the community wants and needs and whatnot.
The only thing we couldn't confirm with it though, and we're having this discussion off stream before we started, was we're not sure if that one was a Game Pass Day 1 though, were we?
No.
Because I know we've got EA Play, but I know not all EA titles are Game Pass just yet. So I don't. You think it might be a later release to Game Pass, don't you, Epic?
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think that we get the early the beta access to it, and then I think then it'll be the full price, and then
that makes sense.
Then it will come to EA Play. Yeah, later on, I don't think, but you have to double check that.
We had.
It's one of those games.
I was waiting for that.
We had some other titles as well. There was so many titles. We're not going to get through them all, so we're just going to go over the ones that we think are awesome. But there's essentially 6 main titles that are coming out over the next 6 months. The one coming up this month actually is Microsoft Simulator for console. Did anyone play the PC version? I know I did personally.
My PC won't run it.
Yeah, it was a massive game to install on PC. And I've got some decent internet, but it is a visually great looking game. I got a 1080 on my PC machine. It ran it okay. I work at the airport here in Australia, so I was very keen to see what they did with the airport that I work at, and they did a really good job. It was just interesting flying around. Obviously, it's a bit behind. Over here at my airport, we've got the second runway now, so they didn't have all that in there just yet. But yeah, the attention to detail in that game is amazing. Couldn't find my house. I know it's probably not attention completely scaled, so that's some other people's house, not my house. But no, I enjoyed it. The only I don't think I've actually played a flight simulator game before, but what surprised me was that I don't know if you can change the settings, but you actually. So I think I flew from Brisbane to Gold Coast, and you actually do the proper flight time. So whatever the flight time is to Gold Coast, what is it, an hour and a half or something?
That's so cool.
So if you wanted to fly from Australia to England, you better book yourself for some annual leave to.
I remember playing the old school Microsoft Flight Simulator X or whatever they had it was called. It was the one prior to this one, and the amount of shenanigans people used to get in online was so bad. Like you could be a flight controller if you wanted to, and they could hear you could get talk and everyone could hear you, but you'd have hot air balloons like flying around, and you'd have jets and stuff doing flybys at the flight tower, and then there'd be some dude in there trying to legitly run a flight tower, and everyone's just doing stupid stuff. It was the best. It's so much fun.
I think it's gonna be great. I am gonna fire it up on the Series X to see how it looks, because I'm very, very keen to see how they've done porting that over to the next gen consoles. I think it's gonna look quite good.
Yeah.
The gameplay I caught of that was when you were streaming on Facebook still.
Yeah, I was back on Facebook. Yeah,
you were playing it on there. Yeah, it was really cool. Like,
only reason I didn't continue it is just I don't have time to fly from Australia to England.
But aside from things, you really have to dedicate some time to the game.
I've seen some people stream it on Facebook, and they do some serious flight time. Like I said, it might be a way to speed it up. I don't know. I haven't looked that much into it, but as far as visuals go, like 10 out of 10, and it's a highly recommended game. Like IGN gave it 10 out of 10. Press Start gave it 10 out of 10. So yeah, it comes.
How good are the peripherals too that you can get for it? Like it. online all the little sticks and all of the little buttons and settings. You can set up your own cockpit, so you can actually, super role play it. You know? Crazy.
Well, no, yeah, no,
Same as the farming equipment that you can buy.
Um,
Got everything.
what? So the next one was Psychonauts 2. Not going to lie, haven't played the first one, didn't know too much about this one. It looks like it is. I'm just going over my notes just here. Where are they here? So I didn't play Psychonauts 1, so I don't know too much about the second one. Says the leader hasn't been the same since he was rescued from a kidnapping, and what's worse, there's a mole hiding in the headquarters. Look, I watched the trailer of it. It looks interesting. Another visually good looking game. Not sure if it's gonna be my cup of tea. Like I said, I didn't even hear about the first one. So does anyone know when the first one came out? Psychonauts?
I'm not sure.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, no, I had.
Yeah, same.
When I was going over the releases, I actually had to do some digging on this one. So, yeah, but that one is coming out later this year. I believe it's in August. The next one we have is, and I know there's a few excited for this one, is Back 4 Blood. That one comes out in October. Is anyone
That's
excited
good.
for that one?
Yeah,
I am,
I'm gonna do that. I saw some gameplay of that.
I'm just keen for the fact that it's creators of Left 4 Dead that have made it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just going to make the game, because Left 4 Dead was one of those games you could spend hours and hours and hours
I haven't
on.
played Left 4 Dead. I
Yeah.
must say, I haven't played that.
How?
I don't know. I haven't played that one. I don't.
Played both Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
My only
both,
thing
yeah.
with zombie games is there's just a lot of them. Like that's just the only thing. I'm not saying they're not good games, but it's like oh, another zombie game. But I'm sure they're great games, but it's like, oh, it's another zombie game. Having said that, I'm playing State of Decay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Playing State of Decay. So maybe I will. Maybe I will like it. Maybe I will like it. Yeah, that one comes out in October, so that's not another good one to check out. Okay, here is one that I'm definitely excited for. I did not like the third one, but Age of Empires 4. Now, who remembers getting the Age of Empires in their Nutri-Grain box? Does anyone remember that?
No.
When I was a kid, I opened up my Nutri-Grain box, and here's the little CD-ROM Age of Empires 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
I think
cool.
they did it for
Was it this? I'm pretty sure it was number 1.
they did 2 with cornflakes or something too, I think.
And then I remember the LAN parties we had. So my cousin Scopic that creates content as well. We used to set up our little LAN parties with him and all my other family back in the dial-up internet days where you couldn't be on the phone while playing games. And there'd be all 6 of you, or you'd desync, and then you'd lose all your progress, or someone's on the phone, and you're like, get off the phone.
The only thing I will say about Age of Empires 4 is I hope they've improved since 3, because I remember 3
I did not
came
like
out,
3.
everyone just
I hated
went back
3.
to 2.
Yeah,
3 came out and everyone just kept playing 2 because they went.
I hope
interested
they've
in
learned.
3.
I don't know of many that did like 3. I'm sure it did, and everyone's obviously entitled to their own opinions, but I was not a fan of 3. I felt they played it way too much. Number 1 and 2 was my most favorite. I love them games.
Two is like the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Yeah.
I sunk some serious hours into 2. Such a good game. So yeah,
Same.
that is a definite one I'm going to be grabbing on PC when that one drops. I think that one is just PC only, to my knowledge. I don't think they're bringing that one to Xbox. It's generally a PC game.
It'd be too fiddly, wouldn't it?
I mean, Age
Definitely.
of Empires is one of those games you can almost play on a potato, so
Yeah.
any PC can run it.
Yeah. The next big one, which we'll spend some time talking about. Look, I'm going to call it now, and you can disagree with me. I think this is going to be Game of the Year. Forza Horizon 5.
I agree, 100%.
I think it's going to beat Halo Infinite, personally. Which we'll get into Halo Infinite later, but Forza Horizon 5, I was there for obviously the live broadcast of it. That game just looks incredible. The amount of time that they've sunk into this, I'm excited.
Like I was saying before, just to purely put it in perspective. So every man and his dog in Forza, the community is always asking for Japan, which May happen one year, who knows. And normally Forza, they do one Motorsports, one Horizon, but they've done 2 Horizons in a row now. And obviously this one's based in Mexico. The last one that was in Britain, the map was 71 kilometers squared. They've made Mexico 107 kilometers squared, and they've got 11 different biomes in it.
Wow.
It's going to be an absolute unreal game to play. I'm beyond keen for it.
Did you also see the how they actually went about the filming of it as well? Like they actually went to the certain like locations and were actually filming like actual footage of the area or something, and then they would just obviously add all the detail. I'm not a game developer expert, but just from watching the showcase on it, you guys remember seeing that?
Yeah.
So yeah, I sunk some time into Forza Horizon 4, but not as a lot as some. But I'm definitely keen to jump into that. You've played a lot of Forza Horizon 4, haven't you, Whippy?
I've played a lot of all the Forzas. I love them. They're awesome games. Honestly, the first game I bought on my Xbox One when I got it was Forza Horizon 2, and I absolutely played the hell out of that game. And I was always PlayStation until I looked into Forza more, and that's the reason I went and bought my Xbox One, is because of Forza. But just they listen to what people want in games. Like, everyone wants more wide body kits and modifications for the cars. This next Forza, they've added all that. Obviously, they added in custom characters on Horizon 4. Horizon 5, they've made that better. So, Horizon 4, you could only kind of select a character. Now you can go to change their voice, their hair. You can actually make it your own character.
That's cool.
They've done so much stuff. Everyone loved doing highway pulls. You build some stupid car that accelerates really fast and will go really fast in a straight line. They've made the highway from one side of the map to the other. So you can do the mathematics on that. But I was saying to Mr. Nightlife before, the one thing that everyone seems to be so excited about with this game, and I personally don't see why, is the convertibles. If you have a convertible car now, you can take the lid up and down, or the roof up and down.
Mate, and I'm gonna own a Porsche convertible, I promise you.
But it's like, it's so much stuff they're trying to put into this next game, which I'm really keen about. Like, even the weather systems. 4, you had your seasons, so you had summer, winter, autumn, spring, whatever, and you had your rain and the snow and all that. They've added in here that if you're on one side of the map, it could be sunny, and you drive across the other side of the map, it could be a sandstorm or a tropical storm or ice. Not that there'd probably be much snow in Mexico, but they've trying to get if you're in the mud and it's raining, the cars are actually going to get affected by the mud. So you hit a mud pole, you're not just going to slow down. You might get stuck in it, and someone might have to hit you out.
And then they've brought in I don't know, I can't remember the exact name of it, but they've brought in an advanced version of the what do they call it? The way multiplayer works. This made it so seamless. Like, it's just so easy to connect with other races now. That was one of the issues with 4 that everyone was having. So if you wanted to race together, necessarily you had to join a convoy and race with each other. Now, if you're near each other, I think you can have a convoy, but it's not technically a convoy. You can race together, and if, say, I'm not friends with Mr. Lightlife on Xbox, and him and I are driving in the same direction, and neither of us have done this challenge, they'll put up a thing saying, hey, why don't you both do this challenge, get it done. It's easier if you do it with
That's
2 people.
Cool.
Yeah.
They've added so much cool stuff in, like, even their event lab. Horizon 4, obviously they had the event lab where you could add street signs and big things up, and there's a couple of big YouTubers that used to make cool drift videos with it. And
so it's called Link. Forza Link. So Link is a brand new feature providing an AI assistant that tracks your status, helping you link up with other gamers you meet online to help each other progress and play together. Yeah, that really impressed me. So the whole thing impressed me. I was just amazed just watching it all, just going, yep, I need to sink some time into this.
I love the event lab thing that they put in, like the stuff you can create. Like they've made it now that you can make your own mini games. If you want to have 30 people in a box doing bowling or something, you can have 30 people in the box doing bowling. And they've added it more so it's a little bit on, like, so you get your creator codes, a bit like Fortnite, like
yep.
You could use any code you want. I think you can put custom codes. Like you could use Xbox A and Z as a code, like something as simple as that. But this the stuff you can do is, and apparently, in quotation marks, they're revamping the car sounds again. I really hope they finally fix the rotary sound, because they've tried fixing it about 4 times now, and it just does not sound right.
They can't get it right. I'm starting to wish I didn't get rid of my steering wheel, but at the same time, I wasn't a fan of the steering wheel in Forza Horizon compared to.
I really hope they fix the force feedback.
Because you and I did the iRacing, and the steering wheel felt relevant for that. I did not like the steering wheel in Forza Horizon at all.
I will use my I haven't done iRacing for a while now. I will use my steering wheel for iRacing, and I'll use my steering wheel for like drifting on Assetto Corsa. I refuse to use it on Forza. The force feedback is just not there. They haven't tinkered with it enough. And drifting on Forza with the wheel is interesting to say the least. If you're just racing, it might be alright, but myself and Dibs, another content creator, do a fair bit of drifting on Forza, so.
No, because I just got the Thrustmaster, the steering wheel and the stick. So I'm like, I wonder if I can use that, how good that's going to be for Forza. So it's going to be...
It may be better. I've got the Logitech G9.
Yeah.
I think it's the one I had. Yep.
You can tinker with it all. You can change all your force feedback settings and stuff, but I just didn't... I don't know. I didn't tinker with it enough. I don't know. I know a lot of people do play with the Thrustmaster wheels and the... I can't think of the other... Fanatec. They're 2 very good wheels. But hopefully they fix it up a little bit in the next game, because I'm beyond keen for it, and I'll spend a stupid amount of hours playing it as well.
Have you got the frame to put the steering wheel on, where you sit down in the... You got the whole shebang, do you?
That's the frame.
Oh, right.
I've got the wheel off it at the moment.
Oh, nice.
Now, one thing I'm going to slip in here, because I actually forgot to cover it in the beginning of the podcast for people to stay tuned for it, is thanks to Xbox A and Z, we do have a 3-month Xbox Game Pass code for someone to enjoy. So to gain access to that, it will be via our giveaway tool. We are using player.gg. The easiest way to enter it, if you are listening, is head on over to our Twitter at twitter.com/thecouchsquad, or just at the Couch Squad, and you can follow the prompts to enter. If you would like a bonus entry, you need the code word from this podcast, and the code word you need to enter is Xbox ANZ. So that's Xbox ANZ. And that will give you some bonus entries. The giveaway runs for 2 weeks, and we hope to draw the winner on the next podcast. So thanks to Xbox ANZ for supplying us the code for that, and in 2 weeks time, the next podcast, we'll find out who got access to that one. So yeah, again, easiest way, head on over to our Twitter at the Couch Squad, and we will pin the tweet up for that. We have not published the giveaway just as of yet, as we want to, as we are obviously streaming this live, we want to obviously get the audio versions up for everyone as well. So that should be up within the next 12 hours for everyone to enter. Right, Forza 5, yeah, definitely game of the year in my opinion. Look, again, there was tons of stuff announced at Bethesda and Xbox event. There was so much. The last one that is due to come out as part of the 6 headliners, Halo Infinite, is due to come out. I'm still very excited for that. I have actually not yet finished the last couple of games. I'm very behind in Halo. I actually think I've only got Halo. I've restarted Halo so many times and I just time beats me. But I think I've gotten up to like Halo 4 or something. But I'm definitely keen to jump into this. And they announced the free multiplayer. I think that's a bit of a game changer. What was your thoughts on that? Free multiplayer access. What was your thoughts? What was your guys' thoughts on that?
I think it's gonna. As stupid as it is, the first time I saw the free multiplayer thing, for some reason I just thought back to school in computers when everyone used to have the LAN parties and Halo in the back of the class.
Yep.
I don't know why I thought back to that. But I think it's going to be fun. It might get some more people into Halo. I know it's probably one of those games where people might think about, oh, I don't really want to. Like, I can't think of anyone that hasn't not played Halo. But,
Yeah.
I
Damo,
think it's definitely going to be good.
Damo, I know you're a bit of a COD player, mate. Do you think Halo offering a free multiplayer is going to put the pressure on games like Call of Duty multiplayer, or even potentially even or even Battlefield multiplayer? Like, I know they're obviously different games, but they're still, multiplayer games. Given the fact, do you think that's going to put pressure on them?
Yeah, it'll definitely put a bit of pressure on them. I think offering a free multiplayer will help bring more people who've never played it before. I mean, I've played, I think, Halo 1 and 2. So bringing a free multiplayer will definitely bring newer players in. I think I watched a bit of like their breakdown of the game and the customizations you've got and that sort of thing. So
yep.
I think having all that in there and then having this free multiplayer and just saying, hey, come join, you've never played, but it's not just another shooter, because you can tell there's a lot of things from the Halo series that'll be in there. But being able to just pick it up and play, yeah, it'll be something really, really good for the industry, but also just getting new players on board on the franchise.
The reason I personally didn't put Halo into the Game of the Year, and I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on this, is we as gamers are very picky people, and I feel like because this game has had so many delays, I feel like our expectations are going to be too high.
Yeah.
And I feel like this game is going to come out, and doesn't matter how much, because there's no doubt these guys put some serious time into it. I don't feel like people are just going to find something to complain about in this game. What's your guys'
I think
thoughts?
people wanted to see a BR from Halo Infinite, and there hasn't been anything about that. So I'm not sure how much that's going to hurt them too.
Did you want to see a BR in Halo?
Doesn't bother me. I think it'd be good for them though, just because of how popular BRs are across the other massive titles. They're sort of at a disadvantage, I think, to try and eclipse any of that. They're missing out on a very big market of people that's what they know. That's the games that they know, is that BR lifestyle and that kind of play. And I think could potentially miss out on a lot of people by not having it. They might. I don't know.
I'm personally done with battle royales. Like I can't remember the last. Actually, I do remember the last one I played. It was a Game Pass game called. It's a bit of a fun game, Super Animal Royale. It's literally for those that might not have played that is available on Game Pass. It is literally a battle royale top down 2D view game where you customize your own favorite animal, whether it be a panda or a bear or a lion, and you run around and essentially last animal standing wins. But that's the last little few rounds I played of battle royales. But
isn't that like a Gang Beast meets like I don't know, like Fortnite or something like that, where you just
possibly See, I played Fortnite solid for like 5-6 seasons before I just got over it. I've done a little bit of Apex. I've obviously done little bits of Call of Duty. I don't know. Me personally, I'm done with the battle royale space. It's not I don't hate them. It's just I'm personally done.
Same.
But
No, I don't like them, but
I think it's one of those things that's been flogged with a stick too, though. Like Fortnite was huge. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's played Fortnite. It was a big game.
Oh yeah.
It probably still is a big game. I don't know how many people still play it. But then you had Rocket Arena came out. Obviously PUBG's been out for years. There's been that many that have there's been plenty that have tried to kind of copy the battle royale space and not done too well. Like there's no denying Fortnite have, in my opinion, won the battle royale space. They've done extremely well in it. Look,
I guess if they bring a Battle Royale Halo, it might appease to a particular audience, but would I play it? Yeah, sure, I'd give it a try, but you know, it's not going to be the main reason I go to Halo personally. I think for me, Halo's always been about the campaign. I've never been huge on the multiplayer. I know some people love the Halo multiplayer, and it's just a time aspect for me as to why I haven't jumped into multiplayer.
I think that's it's gone. Sorry.
I was just going to say, personally, I've never even played multiplayer Halo, apart from what we used to do at school, which was a bit of LAN party, stupid stuff. But I can't say, I've always just played campaigns on Halo. I've never actually jumped into a multiplayer match. I wouldn't even know if they're involved. I just think it'd be like COD, but Halo universe.
Yeah, so it's pretty damn sweaty. It's something. It'll be interesting to watch the veteran Halo players with the other, you know, the COD people coming in and the Fortnite people coming in, etc., and just watching them destroy them. But I mean, if you look at the top games that are most played games in 2021, got Fortnite, most played, 12.3 million. Then we go down to PUBG, which is 450 something thousand. I think with the Halo, they've already got the Halo players. A Halo player is going to play Halo, so they've already captured. They don't have to sell it to any of those. But it's the other audiences that are still, you know, in the background that they could easily grab by something similar to that. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they will. Wait
they
and
might.
see.
As long as it's still pistol grip grunts, I don't care.
So yeah, I think that one, they haven't got a specific date on that one. It just says holiday, so I guess we can expect that one towards the
November. They
have got a date.
No, it's the anniversary, so it will be the second week of November or something like that, 16th or something. That's my prediction. I don't know.
That's around the same time.
That's
around the same time as Forza. That's gonna be interesting if it's a similar release schedule. Well, I know they're two different games, but boy, November. If that's the case, November's gonna be busy. That's for sure.
Yeah, around there. That's my guess.
So they're the main ones they're the main headliners that are coming out this year. Obviously, there was a load more announced with release dates heading into next year. What was your guys' favorite from all of it? I can tell you mine that I'm most excited about would probably be, I know we haven't seen much on it, I'm just excited for it, is the Starfield from Bethesda. I'm very keen to see what that one's about. There's not much being advertised on it. It was, again, just a cinematic trailer, really. Do you guys have any favorite from the events?
Mine's Battlefield.
Yeah, I was gonna say Battlefield and Back 4 Blood.
Back 4 Blood.
You know.
And I guess Whippy, you're Forza all the way, aren't you?
I'm definitely Forza all the way. One game, I can't remember if it was actually at the event or not, but Bethesda have released a small teaser for an Indiana Jones game coming, which I'm pretty keen to have a look into.
I think I did see that one, didn't I?
It was literally nothing. It was a desk, and then he picked up the hat and the whips underneath it. I was like, okay, I love the Uncharted games, and I love that sort of game, so it could be a bit of fun playing as old Indy.
I think another one is Diablo 2, that re-release, so that's going to be very, very exciting, I think.
Yes, definitely. All right, so that covers us for our Bethesda event. Again, that was just us giving our, I guess, opinions and thoughts on it. It was a huge event, and we would have to have dedicated a whole episode to cover it more in depth. Moving on to our next area, though. So in June, we also it was actually last. I hope I'm not right. Last week, was it Game Pass was trending? I've had a busy week. It was last week? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was last week. Xbox Game Pass started going berserk on the Twitters, and so did the tweets advertising that you could get Game Pass for $1, and it was just a copy and paste of everything, and it was interesting to see it trending, and everyone was getting excited. What actually started the trend, though? Do you guys remember? I've seen.
I'm not sure. I think that always floats around, you know, the Game Pass hashtag, and I think that it started annoying a lot of the PlayStation users, and because they were replying to all the tweets, it sort of gained a little bit more traction, and then it become, you know, the whole console war debate again, which was fun. I was involved in that in a good way.
I
in
did
a
see
fun
that.
kind of way.
They
Yes.
they replied to
good
one of
way.
they replied to one of your tweets. And I think I've seen this in a few other tweets. Apparently, the certain individuals feel that we just rent games on Game
Yeah.
Pass. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And the PlayStation
Yeah.
people collect. See, obviously that theory is wrong.
Yeah.
But the thing about it anyway is, and this is why I love Game Pass, is I can't remember the last game I bought personally, but even prior to Game Pass, when we're spinning games, like how often would you really play a game before it sat on your shelf to collect, you know, dust? Before, you know, I'm talking back before games started to become more digital. Like you'd have your case full of games. You go, oh, I might actually sell that one now and get
trade it in.
trade it in or sell. Like, how often do we really play a game for? So like.
Mhm.
And that's why I love, you know, Game Pass. You know, there's so many different games you can try, and they might not be games that you will play for very long. So you know, might be a week or two, might be longer. I guess it depends on the game. But you know, you save yourself. I haven't even looked it up, but the game releases for June, July alone. If you were to go out and individually buy those games, it costs you a fortune. So I don't know about you, but I'm saving money as far as I'm concerned with Game Pass.
For sure.
So
when I ordered my PlayStation, this is just show me how good Game Pass was. I ordered my PlayStation because, you know, I'll own every console and I always have. I originally ordered a disc version, and I'm like, oh, I'll have a disc version of that. And then I thought, oh God, I don't need a disc version because I can just get digital. And then it dawned upon me that I wouldn't have access to, you know, the things that I needed to. So I'm like, oh, I don't need forget the disc version, just give me the digital. And then I realized, oh my God, if I buy PlayStation games, it's going to cost me, you know, between, you know, $70 to $100 if I buy it digitally. And if you know, if you go into JB Hi-Fi, etc., you know, they got they're like price wars basically, which would cost you a lot less. And then I knew, God, I need to buy the disc version, which is not good for the environment if you're into that kind of thing. But and I don't want to have dust collectors everywhere. So you know, with Game Pass, you've got digital. It's quick. Like a lot of people, like especially with even Xbox in general, you've got demos available to play before you dive deep into playing the whole entire game. And that's what it's sort of like, you know, when you're looking at games that you would have bought, it would have cost you $70, you know, over 70 to 100 and something dollars each time. Then I realized, oh my God, you know, how amazing that library is. It's crazy, especially with all the day one releases too, which I would have absolutely bought, and all of the games that I wouldn't have played if it wasn't for Game Pass too. There's just so many in that library.
They're adding a lot of games too that you can't. I mean, you can go and buy digital, whatever, but it's also those games where you like all your Xbox original games and your Xbox 360 games that, yes, I used to love that game when I was 10. Do I want to pay $10 to get it now? Not really, if I can just download it.
Just on that, you know what game I want them to add? Because I bought them and they don't work in my current Xbox. I want them to, because I'm a Star Wars fan, I want them to add some more Star Wars games. Like the old Revenge of the Sith. And what was the other one I wanted to play? Star Wars Obi-Wan. I actually bought them. They're sitting in my cupboard. I bought them thinking it was just a risk. I thought, I don't know if these are going to work. I'll give them a whirl, and they didn't. But they don't have backwards support. I was like, I really wish they would add some more, but
I keep this in the cupboard just for emergencies.
Yeah, just keeping the original Xbox there in the cupboard for the emergencies. But yeah, the thing about it as well is, and I've seen some people disregarding this. Some people were saying, well, you know, we're trying to compare it to Netflix, and people are like, oh no, you can't compare, you know, Netflix and Game Pass. And I kind of disagree. Like, you know, again, I've saved so much money not going out and buying movies now, because rather than spend what were Blu-rays worth when they first came out? About 30,
Like
40 bucks.
40 bucks.
Ooh,
So you'd go and drop,
50.
yeah, you'd go and drop $40 when Blu-ray first came out. It's probably cheaper now, but you go out and drop $40 on a Blu-ray movie, one movie. That's 2 months to a library of Netflix titles, and there's so many movies that I've now watched thanks to the likes of Netflix and stuff, and my bank account's not broke because of it. And surely it's got to help, you know, all your movie makers, and obviously, you know, your game developers like Xbox, because now they're reaching a wider audience, because
Especially the indie developers, for sure.
exactly, because let's face it, you know, money's tight for everyone these days, especially with COVID. So, you know, not everyone's got money to go out and blow, you know, $1,000 on games in a year.
The thing is, well, we're moving in it, like, we're in the digital age now, so like a lot of things are moving in that direction where things are streaming. You know, if you look at Microsoft as a whole, a lot of their things are going to, and this is just my IT nerd stuff coming out, but like a lot of their things are this as a service, so you essentially pay for it. Like a subscription base. So a lot of those things are moving that way. So it's like, why not let the gaming industry move that way too? Why do we have to hold on to physical discs and that sort of thing? Well, for collector's items, I mean, even if PlayStation users are saying, oh, we rent games or that sort of thing, but they've got PlayStation Plus, which is essentially the same thing. Probably not as good as Xbox Game Pass, but
No.
you know, they've got something similar. The thing I love about Xbox Game Pass though is because they've got, you know, Xbox Game Pass, and then they've got the PC version, you know, for someone like myself who I used to own an Xbox, but now I don't. But I love playing these games, you know, that I can pick up, that I used to play on the Xbox and that sort of thing, and play it on my PC now.
Yeah.
Where's PlayStation's equivalent kind of thing? So that.
Mate, not just your PC, mate, but your mobile device. I know it's not fully out here in Australia yet. We've got the beta. I know other countries are a bit more ahead of us.
See,
and that's, you know, it's cloud gaming. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
That's it.
But adding on to what Nightlife said before too, it probably helping out. Yes, not everyone's going to be able to afford some games, and games that are actually good fun, like something like For Honor, which I'm pretty certain is coming out on Game Pass soon. The servers are dead. Like Australian servers are dead on that game. When you get more, if you put it on Game Pass, someone might scroll through and like, oh, that game looks fun. I can play as a Viking, I can play as a knight, I can play as a samurai. I might actually jump in and try and play that. And that's where developing, like the game developers are going to come out. Like even something as simple as they've released all the Doom games. A lot of people, I dare say 99% of the people that played the new Dooms haven't played the original Dooms.
Yeah,
I haven't played any Dooms.
I played them all.
But I've played them all too, and the amount of people you see that didn't even really know there were original Dooms. They thought like the Doom that came out in 2016 was the Doom. It's like, no, Doom's a massive game that was huge when it came out, and they've just expanded on that. Like Doom 2016 was amazing. I played the absolute hell out of that game just because it was like nostalgia from back when I was younger, playing the old school Doom where it was like 2D and
that was my first my first love of gaming. Besides the Sega Master System, back even way before that, I think Doom was my first game that got me immersed in gaming more than any other game.
But like what I was saying to Damo before, the library that they have, you can't ever scroll through and not find a game you want to at least give a go.
Yeah.
And if there's going to be games, like I wouldn't say I'm picky with games, but there's some games I just won't play, and some games I'll look at and like, oh, look, I'll give that a go.
You're picky with Fallout 76 in my opinion, but anyway.
We won't go down that rabbit hole. But like last night, I downloaded the Space Jam game. I did not have high expectations for the game in the slightest. I played it for 10 minutes and uninstalled it. It wasn't my game. I didn't enjoy it. Because I remember playing, from memory, there was an old school Space Jam game. I think it was just a stupid little 2D thing, which was kind of like the new one, but it just wasn't, I don't know. But I wasn't upset because I didn't go and spend $70 on a game that I'm going to play for 5 minutes.
I actually don't know how much that one's so for those that don't know, Space Jam it's not listed in your Game Pass store. It's available as a perk. So you have to go to the perks area of Game Pass and you will see that listed there. I believe it was only available for a short amount of time too. I'm not sure when till, because it was released to the general public on the 15th of this month. I'm not sure how much that one's going to be though. I didn't mind it. It's an old arcade game. And I stopped when I got stuck. I got stuck on like the third one and died numerous times. Like, yep, I can't get past this part.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so that covers us in the Xbox trending. So that's Xbox Game Pass was trending on Twitter. So that is our thoughts on all that.
I think that actually started too with one of the games that came to Game Pass day one that was originally it's a Sony title. It was the baseball one. That started up a little bit a while ago, and then I think it started from that point. But Xbox is always hanging around heavily in Twitter anyway, but just because they've got amazing marketing too.
They do. They have the best marketing. 100%.
So they're always going to be trending to some degree, I think, just because of how they are.
100%.
Definitely.
So to finish off June, we will just, for those that might not be up to speed, we're going to cover all the different games that were released for you guys in June on Game Pass. They're not in any particular order, but these are the games that have entered the Game Pass ecosystem. So we have the Wild Heart has jumped onto cloud. For Honor is now available via cloud and console. Darkest Dragon is available via cloud, console, and PC. Backbone is also available on PC. As part of the Bethesda Xbox event, they had added an additional 10 titles to Game Pass. That's on top of what they already added. So a bunch more Fallout games. I would love one day to be able to go through and play Fallout 3. I always get told it's one of the best Fallouts. I started my Fallout journey at Fallout 4. I haven't played Fallout 3. But they've got Fallout, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, Fallout Tactics, followed by Rage, The Evil Within, Doom, Dishonored, and another one there that I am struggling to read the name of. That's sorry?
Wolfenstein or that top one?
I can't even read that title. I can't read the title. I think it's something.
I think it's called Arc Fatalis or something.
Thank you. Yes, we are trying to read the notes of what I listed.
If you go down, you have put another list there.
I have. I have.
One game I would like to add to your little list that they have now added. I think they added it on the weekend or just before.
That's covered as
C4.
Oh yeah, that'll be in our July one. Yep. I think that covers June. Oh no, there was a couple of others we had. We had Dark. No, we had Dungeons and Dragons.
Another one too.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, Limbo.
Limbo's great.
I think they were the last two, and the rest came into July. Just going over our notes here. So a whole bunch of new games in June. It's been so hard to keep up. It's just impossible to keep up with them all, to be honest. But I'm definitely trying to have a look at each and every one of them, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Moving on to some other news in the Game Pass world. They added 8 new games for the touch control support via cloud gaming. So that gives them now over 70 games that you can play via the cloud without a controller. So they added Dirt 5, Empire Sin, Haven. I really should have made these images bigger that I would put in here. Yazuka, if I'm pronouncing that one right, that series there, Like a Dragon. Double Kick Heroes. And there's a couple of others that I cannot get the other names. But essentially, just jump onto the Game Pass Ultimate website and you will see the other remaining ones. I think the other one is East Shade.
That's good. That's a nice game.
The cloud, cloud gaming is a very interesting one. Like I said, it's not. I know some other countries have more access to it than we do here in Australia. I got the beta access for Android when I had my Android device. It was fantastic, but I'm on iPhone at the moment. So it's currently not available for iPhone users in Australia. So, but with the downtime I get at work, you can bet I will be utilizing cloud gaming. I think it's fantastic, and I'm excited to see what they do with cloud gaming, because I think it's really going to up the ante on them. Personally, I think it's going to have to get the ante on the mobile game industry. Personally, the mobile game industry has always kind of been in their own little world. Now you got Xbox in a way entering their space now and saying, hello, we're coming to bat. That's just kind of my views on it. Did any of you guys try cloud gaming?
No.
No.
I think I did. From memory, I've only twice. I think Forza was one of the games you could play. I think I played a bit of Forza on my phone.
Yep.
But it felt weird, so I got.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So one of the games that released in June was Dark Alliance. Epic and I both had time to jump into that and put some hours into that. So we've definitely got some opinions on that. Epic, do you want to take us off? How did you find Dark Alliance?
When I first heard about it, my friend sort of warned me against it, and because it was the main thing was because it was on Game Pass, I wouldn't have might have played. Maybe I might have bought it otherwise. Because it was free, I didn't want to hear anything negative about it at all. I wanted to, and that's how I am for most things. I'm not, very big into reviews because I just want my own experience. So especially with Game Pass, because they're free, then you're not losing anything. If I was to buy something, then I'd probably listen a bit more. And some of the bigger reviewers had bad experiences with it. However, they played it on PC with a controller, which is very different to console. I've had only a few issues, so some disconnects and some visual issues. So, say, for example, if you spawn and then your character doesn't have all their amazing gear on, or you end a run and the chest where you get your loot is not empty, but you just have to go to just restart it up again. But, I mean... I believe it's like a $40 game if you buy it or something like that, isn't it? How much is it?
Yeah, I think it's about $40. For those that might not know what Dark Alliance is, it's a RPG dungeon looter essentially. Four player co-op, and you have 4 different, I guess, heroes in a way to kind of choose and take in. Kind of similar thoughts to you. I was alarmed when I started to see all these. I was really looking forward to it, and I was alarmed when I saw these reviews. They weren't giving it that much good news. But
it was. They titled it the worst game ever made, or something. Just clickbaity titles, which
they said it needed more.
Me off at the start,
They said it needed more oven time. Look, every reviewer it's their opinion on the game. From the experience I've had, it's still a game I'm going to recommend. I really enjoyed it, and I've put some hours into it. I haven't finished the main story yet, but I have hit level 20. I played it on the Xbox Series X. It wasn't crashing for me. I didn't have any multiplayer issues. The issues I had, there was definitely some issues that were annoying me. The issues I was encountering were with Dark Alliance. There's different combos, so you're kind of pressing the same button in different combinations to perform a maneuver. And I did a YouTube video on this, I think. So you'd go to say do a maneuver where you want to I guess do some punch and kick moves, but instead of doing that, the character would like shoot their bow or something. It would just not respond the way you want it to. So that got a bit frustrating. I had a couple of times where the camera got, so you had the lock. I hated the lock-on feature. The lock-on feature for enemies I felt was too zoomed in, and what happened in some scenarios to me, it actually got stuck. So the enemy would be like dead, but it's still stuck. So my character's like walking sideways because I can't move the camera, and I was playing with my friend, and I'm having to literally get him to guide me to where we got to go until I get to another enemy, which then kind of resets the lock and made it okay. They were probably the most frustrating for me. The other things, the main things I saw in the people that reviewed it were multiplayer issues, the AI, and there was a couple of other things. the multiplayer issues, as much as I didn't have it, I was watching Trishinator. Now she was playing on PC, and I personally think the issues stem from PC.
Yeah, for sure.
Because she was having a lot of PC issues. You know, she was playing with her partner on Xbox, and they had issues completing the first world, and multiplayer issues joining. There's some definite issues there. If you're playing on PC, they have done another update since. I don't think it was a bug fix one, but they did announce, I think it was either yesterday or day before, they've announced another update coming where they are working on things to do with AI behavior and things like that. So they are obviously listening to the community and gonna update it. But again, Game Pass, you've got nothing to lose in trying it. It's, you know, as much as the other reviewers gave it a bad opinion and we're kind of saying go try it, it's end of the day, it's our opinion. So everyone's gonna have a different experience. You know, you may go ahead and go, oh, the Catch Squad went and recommended Dark Alliance, let's see what it's like, and they go, oh, that was a crap game. That's just our opinion on it.
Bring another class out. They're bringing a mage out in the next, I think, fall in America. So I'm not sure when that is, September or something like that, I think. And they've got expansion 2 also coming. So that's nice because they've got a rogue, they've got a fighter, they've got a barbarian and a ranger. And that's the first thing I look for was a mage. And I'm like, where's the mage gone? Do we have one?
Yeah.
So that's coming. And also with that game at the moment, you can only play as one, like there can only be one of each character. So you can't have 2 rogues, you can't have 2 fighters, but they're changing that so you can have the same, which I don't know how that's going to work because you've got like a team combat dynamic where you get extra.
Correct.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how they're going to figure that out, but that apparently is coming because as soon as you try, if you're leveling a character up to max and you only want to play them, you can't join somebody that's already got it.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. Yeah. Dungeon Looters demo, your cup of tea, mate?
Yeah, look, I'd probably give it a go, to be honest. It looks interesting. I've seen your gameplay, Epic, and as well as Nightlife's as well. So it looks like something I might give a go, actually. Yeah.
Because you'd obviously have to play it on PC, so I'd be keen to see how it's actually performing on PC. Like I said, Xbox Series X, I have not had an issue. That's not the others have, but when I watched Trish play it, yeah, she was having some issues. But if you got Game Pass, you got absolutely nothing to lose. Would I recommend going and spending $40 on it? No, because I'll just tell you to go get Game Pass. Go get yourself 6 months of Game Pass or 3 months of Game Pass instead, and then you can still try it and get even more games. Look, if you really didn't want to get Game Pass and wanted to go and if you want to know if it's worth the $40 to spend, if you're playing on console, I would probably be okay with it. If you're playing on PC, I'd say maybe just hold off to the next update, see how it goes from there. But I definitely want to sink some more time into that one. There's just so many games. It's just crazy trying to find the time to play all these different games. The next one that was announced in the Bethesda Xbox Showcase as an update and has now hit: Sea of Thieves: A Pirate's Tale. Mr. Damo, you sailed the seas the other day with Captain Jack Sparrow. How was it, mate?
It's good. It's actually really, really good. I did the first 2 Tall Tales from the new update, and yeah, look, it was great. A bit like I think I played the first one with yourself and Katare.
Yep.
And I felt like the Tall Tales are good. I guess for if you're playing it by yourself, it's great because it's much slower. But I noticed a lot of people, even on Twitter and stuff, were talking about, and I don't know, Epic, if you had some issues with the Tall Tales where spawning in and that sort of thing and having multiple people in the same spot, it sort of crashes the game, that sort of thing. I didn't have that issue. Yeah, in the same instance, that's right. I didn't have that issue playing it. But the Tales itself obviously brings Pirates of the Caribbean storylines into it. It's not exactly like for like, but it's relatively, you know, along those lines. So you've got Jack Sparrow and his crew and stuff, and Davy Jones and whatnot. So, the only thing I didn't really I think what's sort of missing from the game is they need to sort of add something for like navigation through, because obviously when you're out on sea, you're using a lot of your like your ship and that sort of thing to navigate your way through, or using a map. But when you're stuck in a room trying to figure out where the next doorway is or whatever, there's not a lot of clues.
It wasn't.
So
it wasn't
that can be a
simple.
bit. No, I found it to be very difficult. Trying
And the
to
other
figure things out.
Yeah, the other tall tales are very similar too. They weren't
Mm.
super pretty difficult for, especially a new person coming into it too. But pretty rewarding once you figure it out though. But I found pretty fiddly, but good, a good fiddly.
Yeah, that's right.
For me, Sea of Thieves, look, look, I think it's absolutely fantastic that Xbox partnered up with, I guess, Disney for it. And again, the visuals, and I've sailed the seas with Damo a few times over the last few weeks. Visually, I've played it on both PC and the Xbox Series X. It looks fantastic. It definitely goes into probably my top 3 for visually looking games. Fantastic. If you are an avid lover of PvE, I think it's definitely the game for you. I enjoy it as a kind of one-off type game. Like I could probably do it once a week with some mates. I had not done any of the Tall Tales before, so I didn't know what to expect going in. And like I said, like Damian's already said, we did the first couple with between us and Qatari. For me, it was just a bit slow. I like a bit of action. I like a little bit of PvP occasionally. So for me, it wasn't for me personally. The visuals and the story behind it was fine. Kind of followed it, but just for me as a person, what I like to enjoy, I don't think I could finish it. I would just a little bit too slow for me. That's why I can't really main Sea of Thieves too much. I like to get out there and ruin other people's days on the seas. I don't hate PvE. I don't mind it at all. But I don't know, it's after a few hours of sailing, it's like, okay, I'm ready for a little bit of action now. But having said that, it is, again, that's just my opinion, and this just goes to show why it's just my opinion, because the Steam stats are in, and for the last 2 weeks in a row, Sea of Thieves is the top selling game on Steam. So clearly people are enjoying it.
They are definitely, yeah.
So look, if you love PvE content, if you've never tried Sea of Thieves before, and you like the pirate type stuff, go give it a go. 100%, it's definitely worth it, and I would still recommend even buying it if you don't have Game Pass. It is a great game. If you are hoping to go into Sea of Thieves and do a lot of PvP, I think you're going to be a little disappointed. They don't have a huge server population. I think the server limit's 24, I think. So that's what, if you've got a galleon of 4 people, that's around half a dozen boats, if I'm correct. They have got its own PvP mode. I haven't really tried it, but it's not. Oh, I want to be in the open world, destroying boats, not in some little PvP environment. That's just my take on it. Yeah, if you like PvE, definitely go and grab it. If you like hoping to go into do a lot of PvP, I don't think it's going to be the game for you. But no, great to see Xbox and Disney partnering together. Who knows what other collaborations we might get in the future. So that is Sea of Thieves. There's just so much, guys. There's so much updates that happened in the last few weeks. We also had the Grounded, Shroom, and Doom update. I personally started a playthrough of that the other week. Epic, I saw you building a castle last night. How's your mushroom castle going, mate?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I played it when it first came out, but then this update came out. I saw the mushroom castles. I'm like, oh, because I was into Minecraft building before, and then I saw this one, and I had a little flutter, and yeah, I spent hours. It looks amazing. It's good. So yeah.
Have you? Was that still? You're still doing the creative? Is that right?
Yeah, a bit of both. So I've got because you've got your own saves. I've got my creative build, and if I want to go frolic and play with the proper way, then I'll just play somebody else's game that's already building. They've got all their resources. I don't like farming a lot, so.
So you don't like the. So overall, it's safe to say you don't like the survival game farming
not
type.
Really.
Not really. Not your cup of
Look,
tea.
I like your State of Decay. That's a great game.
That's
I
the
don't mind
balance.
that kind of The whole setting up all the gardens and stuff is not my thing. The survival part's nice, but just the gathering, I'm not into that stuff. So it's better I get somebody that enjoys doing that to go gather, and I can build.
Don't play Arc PvP, mate.
No, I know. Yeah.
You'll do a day's farming and then have to redo all that farming all over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I played Grounded at launch. It was a great game at launch. I don't know. I tend to put games down just purely because of time. But from what I remember back then, there wasn't a huge amount of content. I think back then I was watching Miss Cannon play. I think she even finished the main story in like a night or two. I don't think it didn't take her that long. But now there's plenty to do in that game now. I can definitely recommend, if you like survival type games, that is definitely a fun game to play. But if you love the creative mode and just getting in and building stuff, you can just do that without all the farming. So yeah, the Shroom and Doom update adds the mushroom pieces, the ability to be able to sit down on a beautiful lounge chair, and you also I've actually introduced taming, so you can tame your own little aphid pet. And I haven't tamed that yet. Did you get a chance to tame one? No, I didn't tame one.
I didn't. Nope.
No, yeah. So I haven't tamed one yet, but I know you can tame them. And there's plenty to do there now. They've got the pond now, so you can do all the diving in the pond. I haven't even done that yet. And that's the thing I like about it. I've sunk quite a few hours into it, and I haven't even done it all. There's just always so much to do. And the spiders are still scary. And I've definitely got a few frights in that one. Yeah, again, definitely worth checking out Grounded on Xbox Game Pass. This is the new segment, so we won't be actually doing this segment tonight, but we'll be setting it up. So the segment name may change. We'll decide that by the next podcast. So for now, because I love Star Wars, we're just going to give it a name. We're going to call it the light side or the dark side. So if you haven't watched Star Wars and don't understand that, I'm really sorry. But in short, there's the good people and the bad people, and there's the light side and the dark side of the Force. So what we're going to be doing is assigning some games for us to play and check out. And we'll come back on the next podcast and say whether it goes to the light side of the Force, meaning it's a game you should definitely play, or if it goes to the dark side and it's you got to avoid that game. So because it's the first segment, I've obviously picked some games for these guys already, and apparently they've got one picked for me too. So Damo, being that you are restricted to PC, mate, I think you should go out and give Backbone a try, mate, and tell me what you think about it, mate. It's that one hit.
Yeah, for sure.
June. Tell us your thoughts, whether it should stay on the light side of the Force or just turn it to the dark side and it can stay there. Whippy, I've given you an easy one, mate. I'm giving you Need for Speed, mate. I know you like your I know you like your racing games. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered came to Game Pass just over a week ago. And I haven't played it prior, and I loved it. I love the multiplayer and doing the hops and rubbers and the multiplayer. It's just so much fun. We've been playing that when I got a spare half an hour. Epic, apparently you've already played this one, so
a little bit. No, just a little bit. I dip my toes in the pool a little bit. I can do this. I can keep looking at this one. It's all fine. Going
Under hit Game Pass. I've personally tried it. We won't spoil it. We won't spoil the review. I personally tried it, and it was a lot harder than I thought. Going Under it's another dungeon looter type game, but it's from a indie type dev, so it's a lot more cartoony and based. And I thought a kid would be able to play this, to be honest. And I got in there, and Epic and I think, didn't you say you died in the tutorial as well? Because I died in the tutorial. So it's a lot harder than it looks. Essentially, the concept is you supposed to be this unpaid intern that's supposed to be doing all this marketing stuff, but instead the bosses are getting you to go down below the offices to where all the failed startups have been, and they're all like bad guy monster type things. And you just literally pick up random crap to bash them with. So it might be a stapler or a chair, or it's actually not a bad little game. Yeah, we'll hear your thoughts on that in the next show.
Well, assuming you can't give yourself a game night off.
Yeah. So what are you giving me, mate? What are you giving me?
For the fact I know you don't like... Well, I can't say you don't like them, but I've never ever seen you play one. You're going to dive into old FIFA 21.
FIFA 21. Where's Barley? Barley? I don't play soccer games, mate. Can I just get you to review that, mate, in 2 weeks? Where is he? I know he's hiding somewhere. Because I'm probably not going to give him a good score. He's going to yell at me saying, how dare you do that? All right, FIFA 21, eh? Available on Game Pass. Anything in particular for FIFA 21? Is there a campaign, or just jump in and play some games and see what I think?
Just jump in and play some games and let us know what you think.
Put it this way, the last FIFA game I played was, I think it was FIFA 99 on the original PlayStation.
Oh, you're in for a bit of a treat.
What was the song they used to play? Do you remember the name of the song? Right about now, whatever that song is. That's the one that used to always play. Yeah, that was the menu music that always used to play.
Oh, someone in chat has said pro clubs. So you can play a couple of games and see how you...
Pro clubs? Alright, we'll give pro clubs a look. I'm gonna win. I'm not a fan of someone in the chat has said not a fan of soccer, but I'd have a kick of these balls. Righto.
You can ban him if you like.
Sorry, I forgot Barley changed his Twitch name account. So anyway, all right. So that is the segment. So in the next fortnight's podcast, we'll go over our reviews of that and add in some more. I think we're getting towards the tail end now. So what to expect from July? July is just as bloody big as June. So again, we're not doing any reviews on these. We'll save some of these for other episodes. But July, some of these have already released. Some are still to release. Space Jam. Again, Space Jam, if you want access to Space Jam, it's not on the Game Pass store. You've got to go to your perks tab. Perks tab, and then you'll see it there. It wasn't available forever as far as I'm aware. And it's available to the general public on the 15th. Gang Beats has also hit Game Pass, that released the other week. Followed by Limbo. I think Limbo's out now. Yep. We also have Immortal Realms, Bug Fables, Banjo-Kazooie from the original Xbox going under. So we're going to get that review from Epic. Crystals. I think Crystals was a demo, I believe. I had a brief look at it. I think that's just a demo. Last Stop. I think this is going to be the one of the month. Flight Simulator console that comes out later in the month. Forgotten City. Omno. This one I'm excited for. I don't know about you guys. Ascent. I'm
that's on my list.
really excited for Ascent. That is another dungeon type looter too, isn't it? Am I wrong? It's co-op.
Yeah.
Similar.
I think like a Diablo cross with
Diablo?
like the live lock game.
Yep.
But yeah, that kind of mesh, that top down kind of thing. But it looks amazing. I'm into that.
And then finally, Undungeon. Actually, no, that's not finally. We still got more, but wait, there's more. There's some surprise games. That's what I mean. Like in this, they just keep announcing games throughout the month. They go, oh, we're gonna add these ones. We've got Medium coming out. Tropico 6. I meant to look into Tropico 6. Does anyone know what Tropico 6 is about?
I think it's like a civilization game.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was at a glance.
I've personally not played either of them. Oh no, Farming Simulator. Everyone just stream us driving some John Deere tractors around. We'll be set.
You know what? Barley, what Farming Simulator did we play together? Was it you and I played that Farming Simulator game with? But yeah, Farming Simulator 19 comes to Game Pass. So if you love your simulator type games, look, I may check it out for a laugh and see what kind of farm I can build, and who knows. UFC 4 and
Yeah.
Bloodroots was the last one there. So they are all due to come out this month on Game Pass. So Game Pass has another exciting month ahead of itself. Guys, I think we made it. We are about an hour and a half in. I think we've done some solid work today. We did well to cover all that. I'm actually really proud of us. So for our live stream show, how we do, guys? I know we still got listeners in. How we go? Was that too much? Was that enough? Was that enough? I hope you all enjoyed it. But yeah, so plenty going on in June, plenty still going on in July. So I haven't obviously scheduled what we're going to be. I'm getting a little bit of feedback from someone. I don't know who it is.
Cat's scratching the shit out the door.
I'm getting a little bit of I haven't really planned the next episode, but obviously we'll go over the games from that we've all given to each other. And just other news. So we'll probably look at some more. Well, I imagine what we'll do is we will pick a few games that we can try and kind of play and give our opinions on. So it won't always necessarily be ones that are coming out. We might go back and look at ones that are already out and see what they're like. I don't know. We'll just wing it. But we got there. Thank you to everyone that has either been here for the live stream or listened in via the various platforms that they're on, be it YouTube. So where this podcast will plan to be, we will be on the YouTube. So this will get uploaded to YouTube after. So if you like to watch the video version, you can do so on our YouTube channel. If you would like to watch the audio versions, we will be uploading via Anchor, which then pushes that out to Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all that, I'm told. I obviously, being new to podcasts, have to learn all that. I'm ready to go, but we will get there. If you have enjoyed the podcast, be sure to like it, leave a review, comment, all that stuff, depending on the platform you're on. Give it a share, it very much helps. And guys, don't forget the Game Pass giveaway for 3 months. We will tweet about it on our Twitter. So at the Couch Squad on Twitter. The code to remember is Xbox A and Z. So I will put that giveaway up hopefully in the next few hours. And when you go through all the different things, there is a section in there to enter the secret code for bonus entries for those that have tuned in. And the secret code was Xbox A and Z. And we will draw the winner in the next 2 weeks. So the giveaway runs for 2 weeks. And I can tell you that we will have another 3 months available at the next episode. And it's all thanks to Xbox A and Z. So in episode 2, if you don't win this one, we will have another 3 months to give away at our second episode in 2 weeks. So again, thank you very much, everyone. And we will catch everyone in the next episode for those that are tuning in.